Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2000 points, Imperial Fists versus 1000 Suns, Chaos Space Marines. Alright, welcome to this 2000 points game of Warhammer 40,000, Imperial Fists, Firstborn Space Marines versus the 1000 Suns, Chaos Space Marines. So before I run through the list here for the Imperial Fists, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can hit the notifications button as well, and it'll let you know when any new videos are released. Patreons at gold level, they get the name shouted out at the start of all our games, and also track dice used at some critical point during the game, so I'll call them out by name here first of all. So it's Andrew Swan, Chris Comiskey, Carrie Kunkel, Thrall the Silent King, Dave Humphreys, Dylan Moore, Longbow BB, Luke Schrengel, Marcus Anthony, Drew Gums, Maxfield Knuckles, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook, Peter Almo, Ray Cross, Samuel Penaneri, Scott Costello, the artist Foreigners Vij, Serg, Tyler Schwab, and Tyler Summers. A big thanks to them for their support at gold level. You can check out all the Patreons in the end credits, including those supporting at silver and bronze. And for those supporting at silver, I'll call out their names at the end of the game. And then all the proceeds on the Patreon page are split now, so a portion goes to SSWG Wargames Club to help support them, and then also to help support the channel as well. So for the Imperial Fists, this army is for sale. The video with all the details should be live at the same time as this battle report. So to see the full breakdown of all the units, because it's by a whole collection of Firstborn Imperial Fists is available. So it's a painful parting, but I'm moving them on. You can the full details in the video as to the reasons why and so on. But it's this collection here plus the other stuff. So it's beyond 2,000 points. And if you are interested, if the army's not gone already, then do check out the video with all the information, the link to eBay, and so on. So for this list here for the Imperial Fists, their farewell battle, a chance for them to try and take out these Chaos Space Marines if they can. It's a battalion detachment and taking a warlord trait, so 5 CP available here for the Imperial Fists. Yes, 4 CP. There's an extra warlord trait being taken. We'll call that out as we go along. So it's 4 command points available. So HQ choices first of all. Captain Lysander here. As he's not going to be the warlord here, it'll be the lieutenant, just for the way the structure of the army works. So Captain Lysander being taken, then taking a regular lieutenant here. Warlord trait, he'll be the warlord, and the warlord trait for him is Storm of Fire, and taking a power fist for him. Then third HQ choice is the librarian. Might of Heroes and Psychic Fortress being taken for him. Then for troops, need 3 to fulfill the battalion, so 2 full tactical squads here with rhinos. And then a 5-man squad here. Each of the sergeants equipped with a combi melter, and in the 2 bigger squads there is a melter gun in each of those squads. Then for elites, taking apothecary, It's Chief Apothecary upgrade for him, and then taking the Warlord trait, the Selfless Healer. So that's the 2 Warlord traits being taken. Then on to Fast Attack. I do like the land speeders here for the Imperial Fists, so I'm taking 3 of them. 1 Tornado here with Melter Gun and Assault Cannon, and then the other 2 here, Typhoons with the missile launchers, and then a Melter Gun being taken on each of those. I do have 2 flyers, 2 Storm Talon gunships, taking the laser cannon upgrade on them and the twin assault cannons for those. And then finally is Centurion Devastators here with the double laser cannon and the Hurricane Bolters being taken for them, a squad of 3. So lots of Dakar. There is plenty of manoeuvrability here with this army. We'll see how well they get on against the Thousand Suns. But it's their parting game, their final farewell here from the Imperial Fists. As I mentioned, do check out the video for all the details about the army that is available. But if you like the look of the army here and a real unique opportunity to actually get a hold of one of the armies from the channel, and there's quite a legacy here of this Imperial Fists force, there is a chance for you to have this army for your own collection. But the link below, I'll put the eBay link in the video description below in the comment section, and you can check out the full video with all the details that should be live on the channel. So that's the Fist list. There are some Phoenix Lords that have been allocated. Chris Comiskey put him onto Captain Lysander for this game. Michael Fryer and Longbow BB have been put onto the Storm Talon gunships, and Serg today is in charge of the Centurion Devastators. We'll take a look now and see what the Thousand Suns have in their list. Alright, so 2,000 points of Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marines, running them as a battalion and a patrol just to get access to the extra HQ choices. That's going to cost 2 CP, and then the Warlord trait and relic being taken, so 2 command points available at the start of the game for this force. I'm running them as Cult of Time, so they'll get access to the Time Flux Psychic Power. So HQ choices, the Warlord will be the Demon Prince here, giving him wings. And the sword upgrade being taken for him as well. Relic is the Hourglass of Manats, is able to resurrect himself once during the game, and then Otherworldly Presence is his Warlord trait, which once per game will give him a 3+ invulnerable save. So if you want to see the full list, all the points, all the details on these, then there is the new Thousand Suns complete army video that's just been recently released. That'll give you the full lowdown, all the Tactica, unit combinations, upgrades, points, values, and so on in that video, so you can check that out over on the channel. Then taking an Exalted Sorcerer on disc, so these have nicknames here on disc. It's Disco Inferno being taken across here. I'll run through Psychic Powers in just a moment. 2 Exalted Sorcerers on foot being taken, and then finally Araman on a Disc of Zinch as another Psyker added to this very Psychic heavy list. Then on to troops, a full squad of 10 Rubric Marines equipped with the Inferno Bolters. Squad leader has a stave, and then there is a Soul Reaper cannon in the squad as well. Then taking 2 units of Cultists, 2 squads of 10, equipped with the auto pistols and combat weapons, and then moving on to 2 units of 10 Zangors, all equipped with Zangor blades. Then on to elites, it's the large squad of 10 Occult Terminators. There is enough points to give one of them a Hellfire missile rack, and all the rest are equipped with the Kapesh swords and the Stormbolters. Squad leader, the Psyker's got a stave and the combi bolter for him. Then I'm taking Chaos Spawn here, actually using Age of Sigmar models to represent these. So it's the Bone Reapers they're called. So squad of 5, and then just an individual model as well. Sort of a tactical choice, taking just the one of those, but that's them. Then on to heavy support, it's 2 Mauler Fiends being taken, and I've given them the Mauler Fiend Fists and Lasher Tendrils. So that's the list for the Thousand Suns. Mike Walker will take command of them here in this game. He has his own Thousand Suns army he's working on, so he's familiar with how the Thousand Suns operate, but a chance for him to take command of these here in this game, and it means I can run the Imperial Fists against them. So Phoenix Lords have been allocated here for the Thousand Sons. Lucas Brown on the Demon Prince, Chef and Amy Alma have been put onto the Mauler Fiends, and then Ben Shaw is on Araman on the Disc of Tzeentch. And then for the Thousand Sons here, as you can see, there are other markers that have been placed. These are available from Grotskulls Workshop, featured ones that I've used already in a Tyranids game, Recent Battle. Very useful for marking up different abilities and so on. But there is a set available from them for the Thousand Sons as well, and other 40k factions. Very, very useful for tracking rules on the board, so having to try and remember and mark, and so on. You're actually able to track them with markers. So, for example, with the Psychic Powers, which I'll run through in just a moment here, but on Chicken Wing, for example, Prescience, granting +1 to the hit rolls. Well, then I've placed a marker. You get a marker in the set here with +1 to hit, and then I'm able to place that on a unit that he's blessed with that Psychic Power. So it just means you've got little reminders on the board that can help you out with rules, just to make sure you remember the rules as the game is going along, and I've allocated those around with the relevant Psychic Powers. There's the spare ones across there. Just get a full set for all the powers and abilities that you may need markers for. They also do a set for the Cabal points, so what each of the abilities can do, that's all marked for you with these markers as well. So exceptionally useful, and all of them are themed to the different factions, so just blend in nicely and with the different armies. I'll put a link for them in the video description below. They're also offering 15% off orders, shipping worldwide, so you just use that unique link and your discount's automatically applied when that link is used, and that'll be in the video description below. It should also be in the comments section as well. But for Thousand Sons, a brilliant set available from them, but also plenty of other sets available for different 40k factions. So Psychic Powers, Demon Prince, Twist of Fate and Temporal Surge for him. So Twist of Fate strips invulnerable saves. There's a marker, just to show you, there's a marker there, no invuln saves. And then when that power goes off, I put that marker onto the unit that he is cursed with that power. Aaron's taking Doombolt, Tzeentch's Firestorm and Baleful Devolution. Disco Inferno's taking Desecration of Worlds and Temporal Surge on him. Chicken Wings taking Temporal Manipulation, and then Presage, apologies, is the Psychic Power, so that's +1 to the hit rolls marked up appropriately. And then Beaker's taking Weaver of Fates and Glamour of Tzeentch. Both of those require markers granting a 4+ invulnerable save, and he transfers that to the unit. And then -1 Glamour of Tzeentch, again, it transfers out to the unit if that power goes off. Then the Rubric Marines, Empiric Guidance for them, which extends their shooting by 6 inches. Again, there's a marker supplied for that one. And then the Terminators, Weaver of Fate, Psychic Power being granted to those. So that's the Thousand Sons and the Imperial Fists. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next for this 2000 points game. Alright, so we have a scenario here. It's been taken from the Warzone Nephilim book. Tear down their icons is the name of the mission. Deployment zone looking something like this. So Imperial Fists will be over in this corner here, and the deployment zone marked by their yellow dice, and then marked by the orange dice across over in the other corner is the deployment zone for the Thousand Sons Chaos Space Marines. So in this scenario there are 5 objective markers on the board. As one here just outside the deployment zone for the Thousand Sons, one home objective for them, one dead center of the table, then one in no man's land across the other side just outside the deployment zone for the Imperial Fists, and then their home objective just over here. So for the mission, there's taken hold. So the control of one or more objective markers at the start of the command phase, turn 2 onwards, is worth 4 points. 2 or more is worth another 4 points, and then if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 4 points on top of that. Then the other end game objective here is detonation for primary objectives. So the table's split into 2 territories here, so the Imperial Fist territory across here, and then the Thousand Sons over on this side. So for this one, there is the prime explosives action. So if you get units over into the opponent's territory, you can then try and prime the explosives. So it's not to do with the objectives, it's getting into the territory and then performing the action. It's done at the end of the movement phase. If it's an objective secured unit, such as a tactical squad, for example, or a unit of cultists, then that action is completed at the end of the turn. If it's not objective secured unit, then that action is completed at the start of the next player's command phase. So it's much more efficient to do it with troops choices. So explosives need to be set up at each time more than 9 inches away from each other, so you can't multi-stack them in close proximity to each other. They need to be spread out across the board. As there is the possibility for the opponent to then try and defuse the explosives by using units and then rolling up to see if those explosives can be removed and taken away. So incentive for both sides to try and get into the opponent's territory and to lay down these explosives. They're detonated at the end of the game, and each time one of them detonates, it's worth 4 victory points to a maximum of 15 points available for that. Plenty of troops available for both sides and units, so it may well be a possibility. We'll see both sides attempting to prime explosives in each other's territory. So that's the mission. Each of us needs to choose 3 secondaries as well. I'll just mention terrain here. So these large rocky outcrops of all the bushes, because of their height, we're going to play them as obscuring terrain. Infantry units and so on can pass through them, no problem. We'll use the hard boundary here of the rock. That'll be the obscuring line there, but there's plenty of those across the board to block line of sight. There's lots of areas to hide on this board. And then across here, for the terrain for the walls, we'll play as walls. I believe it's -1 to hit target sheltering behind. And then for this ruin in the middle, we'll play it as Munitorum armor containers. So exposed position, units on top won't get any cover, but infantry and so on can shelter behind. And then regular Munitorum armor containers for those containers in the middle. So that's terrain, that's the scenario. We'll choose 3 secondaries each next. Right, so secondaries have been chosen. Mike's gone for Wrath of Magnus here. It's a strong choice. Retrieve Nachman data. That's performing actions in table quarters. And then Mutate Landscape. Not seen that one used ever, I think. So we'll see how well that works out for the Thousand Sons. And then Retrieve Nachman data here for the Imperial Fists. Oath of Moment, standard one taken for the Space Marines. And then Assassinate all those characters kicking around the board. So that's secondaries chosen for both sides. We'll now start alternating placing units on the board next. Just to mention the battle mat and terrain. Battle mats from GameMat.eu, 6x4 in size. We mark the boundary here for this game, just with the hedges just running up the side here. But a large variety of sizes of battle mats available from GameMat.eu. Also using their pre-painted terrain set here, which is this ruin in the centre, and a wall set available from them as well. I've added my own flock and effects to it, given it a bit of a respray as well, just to match it in with this mat. And the tutorial for that is on the channel. In fact, there's a tutorial for this entire setup here, showing you how to put everything together. But battle mats from GameMat.eu, it's multiple sizes, lots of designs, double-sided mats as well for best value available from them also. And then the pre-painted terrain sets as well. In the link in the video description, you'll also see a discount code as well. I managed to get a discount code for you from GameMat.eu as well, so you can use that when you place your order. But that's the battle mat and terrain. Check out GameMat.eu in the video description link below. Right, so the objective markers that we're using in this game, the link for them in the video description below, but these are perfect for our games of 40k. They've been designed specifically for 40k and the tournament scene. So marking up for you the exact size, the official size of an objective, so 40mm across, and then measuring out 3 inches precisely from there, just to show you exactly the size and the zone for an objective. So exceptionally flat, they sit nice and flat on the board. Simply slide them underneath the terrain. You can see that we've done it across here as well. They come with a stick, it's optional, but you can use a sticky tab on them, which I've done with these, and it means that you can press them down onto a surface such as a battle mat, and then they won't move during the game, which is very, very useful as well for keeping those objectives in place. And it just means that when you've got a model You won't have to measure to know whether you're in range of the objective marker. Where that base goes, so you'll be able to tell whether it's in range of the objective without having to do measurements and so on. So it's a nice, fair and straightforward way of knowing if models are in range of an objective marker or not. So as I said, they sit nice and flat. They've made them nice and clear so you can still see through to the terrain that's underneath. They have fingerprint resistance and scratch resistance coating on them as well. But I'll put a link to them in the video description below. You can check them out. It was a Kickstarter project that went well, and they've moved on since then. So the updated links for them in the video description below. They come in packs of 6, so you can use them for your games of 40k, and they are shipping them worldwide. So you can check them out. Link in the video description below. Right, so deployment's virtually complete here. Mike just placing the last of the units on the board. Imperial Fists have finished. So naturally, flyers are at the back here, ready to zoom out. 50-inch move available with the Storm Talon gunships. Gone for a cluster hunting pack here of the land speeders. 3 of them over on the left-hand side, getting ready to move out. And then a concentration of units across here. There's just one home objective to hold on to and a big incentive to go to the centre of the table. 1000 Suns the same though, so Imperial Fists are going to have to meet them head on. So 2 flanking rhinos here. Double combat squad inside this one. Combat squad inside the other. Also the librarian and the lieutenants join them. Captain Lysander, not allowed inside Rhino, so he's there. The apothecary, just want him available on the board straight away, so he's on the table. And then the Centurion Devastators just in front. So a nice compact deployment here. With Oves, there is the incentive to push through to the centre of the table. And then I've paid 2 CP to flank with 2 combat squads here. Just all equipped with bolters, splitting away from their tactical squads, and they're going after the Nakmund secondary. So that's deployment done for the Imperial Fists. Across the other side is the 1000 Suns. So Rubric Marines on the right hand side, a double Mauler Fiend here, getting ready to surge through in that direction. It's at the back, unit of cultists, and then the lone Chaos Spawn. The large unit of 5s here at the steps, getting ready to push forwards. Cultists on the extreme left-hand side, Disco Infernos with them, Dim Prince at the back, Terminators here centrally. There's the central objective. It's quite obvious they're going to drive through the middle. Zangors behind them, and then a cluster of Psychers here. It's Araman, Beaker, and Chicken Wing all together in the middle of the board. Mike's paid 1 CP to flank with a unit of Zangors for retrieve Nakmund data, also required here by the 1000 Suns. So as we bid farewell to the Imperial Fists, we will go on to the first turn of the game. I think both sides wouldn't mind going first, perhaps the Imperial Fists more, to present some firepower immediately, but it's all down to the dice roll here. We'll let one of the patrons decide the fate of the Fists in their final game. Maxfield Knuckles here for the roll. Mike, are you going to roll a Xenos? He'll stick with a Xenos dice here. Okay, so after you, Chaos Traitor. It's a 3, it's beatable here. Can we max out with Maxfield Knuckles for the Fists? 4, we have. We will go first. Okay, so turn 1 to the Firstborn Imperial Fists. Turn 1 to the Space Marines next. Alright, so turn 1 for the fists. About to make a move here. Thousand Suns, I think, is superior, but we will leave a parting gesture here with the fists for sure. We do have the advantage of going first, and there's some decent firepower here. I think we'll go after the Mauler Fiends first of all, and then perhaps some of the heavy infantry if we can. We've got to try and deliver a decent enough blow here with firepower at this early stage. An opportunity has been granted here to the Imperial Fists, and plenty of heavy guns available. We'll make our moves, keeping our secondaries in mind as well. The big incentive to go after the centre of the table here with Oath of Moment as well. So we'll make our moves here with the Fists. Alright, so movement done for the Imperial Fists. Swing the 2 flyers out across here, getting ready to go for a strafing run with them. And then just sticking to the plan. So we did run or advance with the Rhino over onto that objective and then swung the land speeders out here. We're going to try and deliver some heavy firepower against those 2 Mauler Fiends. The other Rhino, just a regular move from that onto the objective. It did drop off. The other Rhinos are dropped off some models. So we've got the Librarian here, Captain Lysander, the Apothecary and the Lieutenant. And then the Centurions, the Devastator Centurions, pushing ahead and just line themselves up again to see through to the Mauler Fiends. Then we also dropped off one of the combat squads to hold on to the home objective at the back. So quite straightforward here for the Imperial Fists, presenting as much firepower as possible, pushing ahead, and we've grabbed 2 objectives, so control 3 at this stage. We're going to Psychic phase next. So Psychic Fortress, we need 6 for it to go off. We're not in deny range of any units, so just need a... Okay, we'll think about this. 5+ invulnerable save. Is it really going to help? Not really, because there's not too many heavy guns. So we'll leave that Psychic power. And there's Might of Heroes, but I don't think there's going to be any combats. No, so we'll leave that as well. We'll leave Psychic phase at that point. We'll go on to Shooting phase next. Alright, so for shooting, we'll start with that Rhino's advance. There's no shooting available from that. We'll go with this Typhoon land speeder here. So we have a multi-melta Typhoon missile launcher. We'll put it into that Mauler Fiend across there, the one that's more towards the centre. And we'll go Patronic here. So multi-melta, 2 shots now. We'll go Drew Gums, Cadians. To see if he can help us out. We're looking for 3s. And we get 2 3s. Thank you, Drew. We'll press on with his patronic roll. We're now looking for 3s to wound. 2 more 3s would be great. Okay, so 1 makes it through. That'd be silly to come on reroll that one. So 1 invuln save to make here. Mike can go Patronic if he wants to, because this will be D6 plus 1 damage here. Yeah. For Imperial Fist with Devastator Doctrine. So whilst they're in Devastator Doctrine, turn 1, they will get +1 damage against vehicles and buildings. The artist formerly known as Vij is Thousand Suns, perhaps there's a couple of others.
Nice. So I need a 5, yes?
Yes, this Patreon is your friend.
Nope.
A 2. Okay, so you're going to leave it?
Yeah.
Because there's probably going to be a good few more invuln saves to make. So D6, we'll stick with Drew Gums here. D6 plus 1 damage. 4, nice, becomes 5. 5 wounds taken on the Mauler Fiend. Next we'll go Typhoon missile launcher. So this will be, we'll use Patronic dice. This is Luke Schwengel. It's Imperial Crimson Fist player. Looking for 3s. 2 hits, nice. This is good work from the land speeders. 3s to wound, 2 wounds come through. AP -2, AP -3. Then Armour of Contempt. So -2 becomes 5+ invulnerable save. Yeah. This is dangerous if these go through, which they do. Mike using the Xenos dice. Yeah. Block any of these?
No.
Luke Schwengel. Oh, okay, 6. Plus 1 for each of them is 8. Is it dead? 8 and 5 is 13. Yes, gone. We've got it. Target destroyed. That was quick. Good shooting here from the fists. Hurrah.
Do they blow up?
Yeah, they do blow up. If you roll a 6, it blows up. There's nothing you can do about that. All right, we'll figure out the mess here. That was a Phoenix Lord as well. Amy Elmo removed from play very swiftly here by this ambush from these Imperial Fist land speeders. Good shooting from them. Well, just the one of them's fired so far. Devastating. Yeah, that unit's packed in tight with a load of other units, so there's going to be a lot of damage. Well, potentially a good number of mortal wounds being kicked out here. Okay, we'll roll up here and see what damage is done. Yeah, model removed from play. 3 wounds on the other Morlefins, dropped down to 9. 1 wound on the Rubric Marines. 3 wounds on Airman's, taken some damage. 3 Zangors removed, and 3 wounds on the Terminators as well. So Mike rolling well for the Imperial Fists. Good hit there from the land speeder. It's plenty of options here. We may have to go with the Centurion Devastators because targets are starting to get limited now, really, with the Rhino in the way and the wall and the obscuring terrain. Our only target with all of these is that other Morlefin, so we may have to fire these next. Okay, so let's check in to see what else we can see with the Hurricane Bolters. Well hidden across here just because of this in the way, so we can't target them. So Hurricane Bolters that are in range are going to go against the Morlefin. These 2 twin sets of las cannons against that Morlefin, and then the lone guy at the front can see the Rubric Marines, so we'll go after them with his las cannons only. So we'll do those 2 shots first of all, just trying to pick off Rubric Marines. So let's hold facing. So 1, 2s to wound. Yep, 5+ invuln save though to keep the Rubric Marine alive.
Let's see if we're going to roll a 5 now.
You know, they are fickle, those dice. They don't like anyone else using them. So Mike's struggling to get the... he might swap the dice. These are the visitors' dice, these ones, so you can use them ones if you want to. So we'll go for the las cannons. We'll do this here. So this is Serg shooting, and it's one of the Phoenix Lords in charge of the squad. 4 las cannon shots to take on this smaller fiend here. So we're looking for 3s. 2 misses. 3s to wound. Yeah, 1 makes it through. Gosh, we're just looking to see what kind of firepower remains. There's a fair bit. We should be alright. Come on, reroll. We'll do it. I'm going to CP reroll here. In 3+. We do. Alright, so there's 2 5+ invulnerable saves to make here. If both of these go through, the Morlefiend will be in trouble. Mike's brought his own dice. Here we go. So we're going to switch to green for his Necrons. 5+. Nope, nope. Okay. Do you want to CP reroll one of those? No, he's going to let it go through. Mike's disgusted with his dice rolling. And our damage is 9, becomes 11. Goodbye, Morlefiend. Doesn't blow up, okay. For target removed, that chef destroyed here. The Imperial Fists have immediately gone after the vehicles, and they have... That is devastating firepower here. It's good shooting from the Fists so far. Alright, so we'll move on to land speeders here. So we've got the one equipped with the assault cannon and multi-mortar. We'll put that into the Terminators. So we'll go multi-mortar first, in 3s. Picking off Terminators would be handy. 2s to wound. Yes, 2 saves here. I would imagine you're going to drop down to 5+ invulnerable saves. Something like -5. It's 6. Here we go. Okay, so well done. Oh, that's a shame. Could have picked off 2 of them Terminators because that's a nightmare unit. We'll then go assault cannon. Looking for 3s. Nice. Looking for 3s. Yeah, these are at -2. Armor of Contempt. So you're looking at 3-ups. Yeah, just checking back on the footage, randomised the result that came through because it should be -1 to the hit rolls because of being behind the wall. Mike saved the multi-mortar hits, so that hasn't made any difference, and then it's still the same number of wounds coming through here. We just randomised one of the rolls that was a 3. But anyway, it's all organised here. Mike rolling up, 2 saves have been made, 1 has been failed. So a wound taken here on the Terminators. Okay, so we shall repeat against them. This time it's with the Typhoon missile launcher. So we'll go 2 shots to the Typhoon missile launcher. We'll go Patronic on this one. Nicholas Lucas here. Imperial Patreon, Grey Knights, Admech player, but not Custodes. Looking for 4s. Looking for 3s, or 2s, sorry. Failed, and that's it. Multi-melter. Missed because of the wall. Okay, so good at shooting at vehicles, but Terminators sheltering behind the wall, nicely protected, no further damage coming through against them. Much of the firepower is now complete. The main mission was to take out those two Mauler-Thanes, so Imperial Fists will be happy enough. So the Storm Tans, we're going to go after the light infantry across here with the twin assault cannon, and the las cannons are going to put into the spawn. They're not protected with psychic powers at this stage, so we'll go after them at this point. So las cannons, one hit. That's a wound, cut straight through. Here's the damage, 6. Alright, so one of the spawn removed. And then we'll go for the twin assault cannon. I'm just going to check to see what we get here. If we get a strafing run against ground targets, we may well get that. Yeah, they used to get a roll, but they don't anymore. So it is 3s, but still, it's decent enough. 2s to kill here, just with the AP -2. Oh, whoa. 8 dead. Soft target here. Okay, cultists. You can't fault their devotion or their delusion, but they've been gunned down quickly here in a hail of firepower from the air. Max removing models. I'll try and finish them off here with the second one. Same target with the laser cannons as well. So we're looking for 3s. Yeesh, it's devastating from them. And then 2s for the wipeout. Oh, long gone. So Dakar, unit destroyed. Trying to go for a tactical choice and a soft target. So unit removed from play. Just peeling the Thousand Suns onion here to get through to the psychers would be the aim. 2 laser cannon shots. 1 hit comes through. And the wound goes straight through. 4+ will be great. And we get the 4. So another of the spawn removed from play. And that, I think, brings the shooting phase to a conclusion. Obviously, no close combats to take place. Some points may well have come in here for the Imperial Fist, but I think that's been a pretty good turn from them. Damage has been heavy here. An explosion helped out with extra wounds coming through. But our main target was the 2 Mauler-Thanes. Both of those were eliminated quite comfortably, actually, by the Imperial Fists, and then starting to eat away at the softer targets as well. So, all in all, good shooting from the Fists here. A good parting gesture from them, at least at this stage. Yeah, points have been coming in here for the Imperial Fists. Oath of Moment, quite useful. So, point picked up because we destroyed one of the Mauler-Thanes. And then 3 more points potentially coming in if we do not fail morale by the end of the battle round, and also for having a unit within 6 inches of the centre of the table. It needs to be achieved at the end of the battle round, so we're going to try and survive there in the middle of the board. And then Nachman data, should have called it out in the movement phase across here in this table called just been fulfilled by the 5-man squad on the home objective. So that's it for the Imperial Fists. Starting to bring the points in, moving out aggressively here, presenting some decent firepower at the Thousand Suns, removing both Mauler-Thanes from play and damaging other units. So decent enough, but is it enough? All Psychers remain in play here, so the main strength of this Thousand Suns force unaffected at this point. So we'll go on to the first turn of the game as the Thousand Suns prepare to respond to this Imperial aggression. Alright, so movement phase complete here for the Thousand Suns. So swinging around in this direction here with the Rubric Marines, their intent is to go after that objective on their right hand side. Knackmunding with these at the back, yeah, okay, so that's what the cultists are doing. Crossing over the wall here with the Terminators, sticking to the plan, their intent is to go after the centre of the table. Zangles at the back on duty with the Psychers that are pushed up. Beaker, though, will be transforming the landscape, whatever that's... Mutate landscape with him, as the Dim Prince pushing forwards, and then over on the left-hand side, just for the potential mortal wounds coming through, Araman's swung out along with Disco Inferno, and the Spawn just swinging back round here. They've headed off in this direction to claim this objective and then to dish out as much damage as possible against these flyers. There's not too many units that can gun these things down or reach them in close combat at this stage at least, but they are susceptible to a lot of mortal wounds coming through, will cause trouble for these 2 flyers. So that's movement done. We'll go on to the strength of the Thousand Suns here, which is their psychic phase. So I'm going to kick off with Araman here. It's quite straightforward. His task is to cause as much damage here as possible. Doombolt is the first power to be rolled up here by Mike. So very easy for this one to go off. Should go off no problem. It's a 3. So So we'll hold it right there because you can go for cardboard points to help out. There is +1 to that result as well. So you're on a 4. And for Doombolt to go ahead, you only need 6. Right, so it's a lot of cardboard points to give +2. So Mike's gone for the reroll. He has done it off camera. He's got snake eyes. Now, yeah, well, just be careful here because Araman's on 3 wounds. So we'll roll up to see what kind of damage comes through. I think there's a stratagem. Are you thinking there's a stratagem that negates that? Yeah, so it's going to have to pay a CP. But that will stop the effect of the perils from coming through. We're just going to check the book, but I think both of us are aware of this one here, which can save you in times of trouble. So, yes, it's Masters of the Immaterium. You won't suffer damage from perils of the warp. CP available to do it, so Mike will negate that coming through. Okay, so next we'll go for a smite. A nice, calm, sensible smite here. Snake eyes again. I don't know what to say. Mike's collected 1000 Suns. He's got his own army here, but I don't know what to say about the dice rolling. So what can you do about this one? God. Well, hold it right. Just think about this one because... God. So you're checking to see if Mike could use cardboard points to adjust that double 1 perhaps to a 3. But it's a roll of a double 1 or a double 6. You gotta take it. Hold it, yeah. Command reroll. Have you done that yet?
Yeah.
You have? Right, okay. So here's the roll. 2 mortal wounds taken. So you're now down to... Oh, no. We need to check the wounds on Araman here.
Yeah.
If he's 5, he's dead. Here we go. Yeah, I think they made him 6 with the new book. He is. Old Codex, he'd be dead. He's got 1 wound left. He clings on here with some master bungling of psychic powers from Araman. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 wound left. So he's going to use Pact from Beyond, cardboard points. So the next power is Inches Fire Sword. It's automatically going to go off with no roll, no risk of anything going on. And it's going to be 9 dice, needing 6s here for mortal wounds. Cardboard points to the rescue here. Just wants to keep the powers rolling with Araman. 6s are good. And there's 1 mortal wound caused. Right, so Disco Inferno next. The only power that we're going to use with him is Smite. So something tasty. Goes off on an 8. It becomes a 9. Fine. Nothing I can do to stop it. D3, I'm too far away. So with the Librarian. And it'll be 2 mortal wounds. So dropping down to 7 left on the flyer. Yeah, may as well. 4 cardboard points been spent now. Malevolent Charge is inflicted mortal wounds, so he'll now, Mike will now roll a D3 extra mortal wounds. Opportunity to tip this thing over. Patreon sees the need. Looking for chaosy type players. Scott Castillo, Alpha Legion.
Big on flicking off.
It'd be handy if you get a good roll, which does. It's got a 5, which becomes 3. Nice. So down to 4 wounds left. Yeah, significant damage coming through against this fly now. Well done. All right, so, yeah, it's a tricky situation with Araman here. He's vulnerable. He's got 1 wound left. He could be ambushed. We'll see what happens with him over on this side. Right, so Beaker. Mutate landscape with him, as planned. So what charge value of 4, easily done. All right, so that's secondary being fulfilled here with him. He has to be in range of objective marker, so that's that complete. So that is, I've not seen it used too often, but it's easy to make it go ahead. Warp charge value of 4. 1 psychic unit up from your army can attempt to perform this action in your psychic phase if it's within range of objective marker that's not been mutated by your army. If a psychic action is successfully completed, the objective marker is said to be mutated by your army. The warp charge value of the psychic action is increased by 1. So it's going to get more difficult next time by a little bit. But it's a straight 3 victory point, so might as well start harvesting immediately with that one. Okay, so we'll go on to Chicken Wing next. Yeah, so Presage here to give +1 to hit rolls to the Terminators. That becomes a 6. I think that will do it. Yeah, last of the cardboard points will be used to tip that over, so that will go ahead. So you can use the +1 marker there and then just give that to the Terminators just to mark them up. Just handy little reminders, those counters. Okay. All right, temporal manipulation from him. Just try and repair damage on the Terminators. Goes off on a 8. Yep, so just the 1 wound. Yeah. So that wound can be removed. Right, important role here now. It's the Demon Prince. He's going to try and help the Terminators move again. Just roll high enough. 11. Okay, away they go. Terminators on the move. Another 5-inch move available from them. Alright, so Terminators have moved. They're just around the other side of those containers, just down there. Lined up nicely for a charge. Because they haven't advanced, have they?
No.
Oh, and they could shoot as well, so they're in a good position. So Demon Prince, a smite is available to try and catch the side of the Rhino. It's a 5 and a 6. Wow, okay, super smite. I can't stop that from going through. It's D6 damage. Patreon. Okay.
Right.
Whoa, yeah, we're looking for Longbow BBs, World Eaters, Player, Chaos.
Yes, that's the next one we want to do.
Okay, 6 would be great. It's a 1. We'll take it on the Rhino, just the 1 win comes through. Alright, so Terminators, they're going to try and put 4+ invulnerable save on themselves. And they certainly will. Okay, so they now have 4+ invuln increasing from 5+. I might as well try and deny that because I'm running out of... there's virtually no options left to try and block stuff. 6. Not even, a mere whimper from the librarian who's hiding in the bushes here. All the psychers on the table. Yeah, Mike's going to use another stratagem here. Let's him restore. You can restore wherever you want. Yeah, I think you can add him at the front. Oh, tricky stuff here. So Terminators have restored a model. That's one of the stratagems that if you... It's unmodified 9 or more, you can pay a CP and restore a model back to play. Yeah, Terminator added back onto the unit. Expensive models, those, points-wise. And so another one being added to bring them back up to full strength. And then with temporal manipulation, the wound's taken away, so they're back to fresh again. Nice. Okay, I think that psychic phase finished. No, not quite. The Rubric Marines over on the far side. Smite is an option for them, or they can increase the range on their bolters. Yeah, I need a 9. Oh, it then becomes an 8 for +1. Just a number of smites being used this turn. 6. Oh, yeah, trouble. Real bad. You need to roll 1 or a 2. You did? Okay, kept him alive. Oh dear. Okay, because he would have got sucked into the warp and caused all sorts of trouble for his parent unit, but the aspiring sorcerer has kept himself alive. D6 mortal wounds. Yeah, Chris Comiskey, the fickle dice here. It could be anything. It's a 3. It's in the middle. Okay, okay. 3 mortal wounds taken on the Rhino. Nice, knocking it down to 7. Yeah, Aaron's not done so well today. Okay, with Aaron this time, yeah, and he's a little bit vulnerable on that flank. We might be able to go after him, perhaps with flyers. We'll see. We'll go on to shooting phase next. The main unit for that will be the Terminators in the centre of the board. Loads of different targets for them, so we'll see where Mike decides to shoot at with those. Tons of DAC are available with those. Okay, firepower. I'm going to start over on the flank. It's the Rubric Marines, some of them in rapid fire range. Mike didn't advance them, so firepower is available. The red dice, green dice for the bolters, red dice for the Soul Reaper cannon. Hitting on 3s. Okay, it's looking healthy enough. Nice. 5s to wound all round. And a decent AP minus if they can wound. Toughness of the vehicle will help, which it has. Okay, so Soul Reaper cannon at -3 becomes -2 because of Armour of Contempt. We block it for Dawn. And 4+ for the bolter. We block that for Dawn as well. Got solid. Okay, firepower resolved there with the Rubric Marines. Alright, so Mike wants the kill. So he's going to put all the Terminators of their firepower into this land speeder here, the Typhoon. Because there is Armour of Contempt. There's 6 wounds to try and get through. So, instead of trying to split the firepower, risk both of them remaining alive, because there's no damage bracket with these. If there's 1 wound left, it can zoom off and act as normal. So Mike just wants to guarantee, or try and at least get the kill against one of those. So it's going to be 40 shots with the combi bolters. They'll be hitting on 2s because of the +1 to the hit rolls from the psychic powers, and then reroll 1s as well because Mike has kept one of the exalted sorcerers within 6 inches. So 2s to hit on 40 dice. You can do 20 at a time if you want to. Yeah, rerolling 1s. There's a Hellfire missile rack as well, which we can do. Reroll the 1s. So full house so far. Yeah, Hellfire missile rack, by the way, it's been declared into this rhino just to try and chip off some wounds from there. So we're looking for 5s to wound with these. 2 sort of need a good enough score. I can see plenty. And it's off to a good start. -2 becomes -1. 7 saves so far. I'll roll these now just to put the pressure on or not. We'll see what we roll. Yeah, you're okay. I'm virtually gone. 5 wounds taken, so just 1 more wound required. So it wasn't worth splitting fire. It was needed to lump the whole lot together. So 2s to hit rerolling 1s. It's the great thing about these Terminators, you've got firepower available with them, as well as close combat. So 1 missed, 39 hits though. 5s to wound. 1 more success required. And there's loads, about the same as last time. I'll roll a few dice. Yeah, we're going to go. There's 4 saves I've made, but there was actually 9. Okay, right. Land speeder destroyed. I don't know if it blows up. Roll up and check. But I've rolled a 5, so target destroyed. Well done. So land speeder slain. Good contribution from them in the game. Okay, so yeah, Hellfire missile rack, 2 shots, needing 2s into the rhino, and rerolling 1s. 2 hits, 3s to wound at strength 8. No, okay, failed to wound. That's it. Shooting from the Terminators done. So shooting's finished. There is 1 charge. It's a big one. It's the Terminators. Now we've noticed there is a gap through here. If Mike rolls, it's going to be a 7 at least. He'll be able to make it through to the Centurion Devastators. That will be trouble for the fists if they get contacted. Are you going to do it? Surely you have to. He's scared of his dice rolling at this point in the game. This could be a Patreon roll here. Blame a Patreon. That's what I do. We'll see if there's any Chaos players here that will help out. Okay, Surg for the roll. So yeah, you can use 2 of those. This is huge. No command reroll available. Need a 7. I'm not going to overwatch. Here it comes.
I can't even look.
Mike's walked off. He can look back and be happy. It's an 8. Okay, charge goes ahead. So charge has been declared against here and against the the Centurion Devastators. But go ahead, yeah. No, because rapid fire range, 11-inch charge will put them in. That'll be useful. Can snatch another objective.
What's that with? Surge again.
Okay. Close. Okay. Alright, so Terminators are in. Lysander has intervened. He's just in here. We did say infantry could move through this obscuring terrain, no problem. So Lysander's got himself stuck into the fight as well. But Mike will strike first, so he can make a piling move of his unit. So they're all going to get to fight. And then allocating attacks to Lysander, the Rhino, and or the Devastator Centurions. Lots of options here. Alright, so there's a lot going on in this close combat. Lysander's gone in. He had to go in. He just can't stand back and let it happen. But Mike's going to take the opportunity to go after him. 7 of them are in range. So it's going to be 21 attacks. The other 3 are going to go into the Rhino, ignoring the Centurion Devastators. If Mike does bring one of these models down, the Apothecary is going to resurrect it back again. So there's much more value in taking the Captain out. So you're going to try and strike the Captain first or the Rhino?
Go on the Rhino first.
Okay, so that's going to be 9 attacks.
Hit on 2s.
Hit on 2s, yeah, for the +1 to hit rolls. Strength 5, so it'll be 5s to wound. Yeah, just the 1. Okay. I'll roll a power save. Nope. And it's 2 damage. It dropped down to 7. So the Rhino's survived. And then it's going to be 21 attacks. No, there's a stave in there actually. Yeah, so I'll do that separate. Yeah, staves can be added in as red dice. Looking for 2s. This is against Captain Lysander. 1's failed. 2.
So,
Whatever it is, it's going to be 4s to wounds. Captain Lysander has a limitation on the wound roll, so 4s.
I hope for a lot of 4s.
Okay. So 1s, 2s and 3s can be removed. There's a good number of 4s. Yeah, it's good rolling. Okay, decent enough. So we'll roll up our saves. Eight Kapesh saves. Lysander will die here unless he rolls well. 2 saves from the stave. Whew, Captain's in trouble. I'll return to patrons. There's plenty of Imperial play. Andrew Swan, Ultramarines, Custodes, die-hard Space Marine player. We'll try and block the stave first of all. We'll stick with Andrew for as long as the 3+ invulnerable save continues. So come on, reroll at this stage. We'll do everything we can to help the captain. 3+ of Andrew Swan. Blocked. 3+ of Andrew Swan. Failed. It'll be D3 damage.
Oh, okay.
Mike can roll straight away. We'll see what he gets. Just the one. Right, 1 wound on the captain. He's got 6 wounds. He's 3 successful Proserpine Kapesh wounds will kill him. I do have the urge to roll these one at a time just to frustrate and annoy the Chaos Space Marines here. We'll turn to Marcus Anthony. 3+ invulnerable save. Come on. No. Oh, bad news. 7 to go. Come on, patrons, you're my only hope. Paul Cook, Imperial player. For Dawn. Just about. Paul Cook again. For Dawn. Oh! Okay, it's 2 have failed. Sorry, I put those failures across there. Like so, and the one that's passed across there's 5 to go. I need to pass all 5. Tyler Schwab is Necron's player, but he has a guaranteed 4+. He's gone. God, Necron's right. Okay, and what would the others have been? There was 4 more to do. 3+ invulnerable says, oh no, Captain Lysander is no more. He's been slain. Yeah, I'll do it. 2 CP. Why not? Only in death does duty end. We'll send one final hammer strike to these occult Terminators. 4 attacks, 3 were charged. Heroically intervened, whatever. 2s. 2s. Strength 10. 3. 3 invulnerable saves of 4+.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Ah, Michael turned to Patreons here. Peter Almo undeclared. He's going to do the whole lot as Peter Almo. Okay, yeah. So this is the Almo save. 4+. Ooh, blocked 1. Alright, it's 2 Terminators slain. The hammer is swung here. 2 of the Terminators taken out before the Great Captain falls here. Mm. Good target selection from the Terminators. Good work from them. So we'll fight back here. Just fighting, swinging our las cannons around. There's not much we can do, really. 4s to wound. Nice. I think they can't be an extra strength. I'll just check. Centurion Devastators, they're heavier armour, but whether it gives them extra strength or not, we'll check. Yeah, they are. They're strength 5. So it's 8 wounds. 8 saves of 2+ those. No minuses going on. Terminators should be fine. 3 wounds each, so it'll take a lot to bring one of them down. It's Mike's dice rolling here. That's the only hope we have of taking a Terminator out. He's passed all of them except 2. Okay, 2 wounds taken. Might be able to pick off the last wound with a Rhino. Yeah, 2. I touched that. I'm going to reroll that because that's not fair. I've got a 6 anyway. And then we're looking for 3s to wound. 1 save. Do not roll a 1. I should be run over. Okay. Oh dear. Right, so that's that done. It's okay. Combat resolved. It's gone well for the Terminators. The captain came out from behind the main line to fight the Terminators. Heroics from him. There's no way he would have held back. He had to get stuck into that combat. It did divert the attacks away from the Centurion Devastators. It has preserved them, but it has cost the captain his life. End of turn. We'll see what points have been picked up here by the Thousand Sons. Yeah, no, we're just checking. Oath of Moment, you have to be wholly within 6 inches of the centre of the battlefield. So, no, not quite there with the Rhino. Should have driven it a bit further to get that 6. Or to within 6 inches. So we do get the points because we haven't fallen back this turn of failed morale checks. That point does come through. It's 2 points picked up for the Imperial Fists. With the Mutate Landscape, 3 points picked up. That puts the score at 3 points to 2 for the Thousand Sons. They are slightly ahead. But it's early stages here. A lot has taken place. Damage has been heavy against the Thousand Sons. But in response, we've seen a surge here from this dangerous unit of Terminators. They've made it through beyond the centre of the board, have reached all the way to the Centurion Devastators. Lysander's been slain, but we still think the game is on. There are possibilities at ambushing as Psychers, and this unit of Terminators has pushed forwards, but it's isolated here. It is away from the main Thousand Sons force. There could be opportunity there for the Imperial Fists to isolate perhaps and take on that unit. One of the main units for our shooting, though, the Centurion Devastators, in a sticky situation because they are in combat. If they pull back, there's going to be no shooting from them. But the game is far from over at this stage. Imperial Fists so far in their farewell game, giving a good account of themselves here. They'll fight on. The Lieutenant will now take over. He's here, equipped with the Power Fists. He now takes command to see if he can salvage the situation here against the Thousand Sons. We'll go on to turn 2 next for the Imperial Fists. Alright, so Imperial Fist turn 2. Here as we press on, 8 points picked up for primaries, with them holding on to 2 objectives, and then really reacting to the Terminators has been the main theme here, but still there'll be some effort put into causing damage against other units. 2 flyers have banked around, they've turned to their left and heading across in that direction, multiple targets available for them. We have brought this squad on here and retrieved Nachman data with them over on this table quarter. Disembarked the combat squad from the Rhino and then pulled it out of close combat. Pull back out of close combat with the Devastator Centurions. And then the Librarian and the Lieutenant have pushed forwards. This squad here has pushed forwards in support, then just staying away at the back there with the Apothecary. Swung one of the land speeders around to hold on to the home objective. The other one swung around there. Disembarked with the combat squad. They're going to lend their firepower support. There's a couple of melters, or a melter and a combi melter available from them against the Terminators, and the other Rhino across the other side has swung around on the main, or on that objective over on that flank. So movement done for the Imperial Fist. There's quite a presence of them still on the board and plenty of firepower available. We're switching over to Tactical Doctrine now. There's a bit of AP minus coming through. There is a Warlord trait. Storm of Fire available from the Lieutenant, so he'll be granting an extra AP -1 for wounds of 6 coming through, which will help a little bit. Alright, so Librarian will try and smite the Terminators. So Mike will no doubt try and stop. We'll see what we get. It's a 6, so quite stoppable, if you so wish.
Yeah.
So 7 on 2 dice. There's partly a chance we could do it. It's a 9. That power's been blocked. We'll then go for Might of Heroes. We'll stick that on the Lieutenant. That'll go off on a 9. We'll see if there's anyone in range to try and block that. There could be some Psychos within 24. May well be that Demon Prince. Or Chicken Wing. He could even be a fraction closer. Oh, they're in. Yeah, no problem. So it's a 10 required on 2 dice to block that one. No, right, that goes ahead. Alright, Psychic phase finished. Shooting phase, lots of options. We'll go for this combat squad across here. So we'll do their firepower first. So, bolters, all within rapid. And no kind of rerolls or anything going on. Force to wound. Yeah. So 1 wound comes through, 2 up save. No, okay, well yes, passed. Add melters, or one melter and a combi melter, roll them both together. One hit. No wound. Oh. I've got one command point left. Oh, I regret it. We'll do it. Because it's so easy. Oh dear, we've both had our fair share of howling dice rolls. Alright, we'll go to... Alright, we'll think carefully about this one. We'll go... I'm trying to pick off a wound here. We'll go with this rhino here. It's just got one storm bolter into the Terminators. And... Ooh, 2 6s. It's Storm of Fire, but it only affects core and characters, so... that's not going to help. So 2 saves of 2+. Ooh. That'll destroy a model, because it's 1 or 2 wounds.
Yeah.
So Michael let him go. There's 1. There's actually 7 Terminators left, thanks to the work of Captain Lysander. We'll now turn to the Lieutenant. Crack grenade. Hits. No wound. Crack grenade from the Librarian. Pulling out all the pins here. Wound comes through. If -1 becomes 0, so 2 up. Passed, no problem. Apothecary or chuck a crack grenade. Proper Space Marines here. Yeah, wound comes through. Terminator's so tough. Unless you can find a chink in the armor. No, okay, so... I've been denied. Okay, so that's not gone through. Right, here we go. Combat squad here. So we're going to have a bolters. Melter, combi melter. So melter and combi melter first of all. 1 hit. Hull facing 5. 1 wound comes through. So 4+ invulnerable save. No. D6 plus 2 damage. It's going to be a dead model. Unless you're on a command reroll at this stage. You will lose a model for sure or block it. Mike's going to let it go. It's tricky because Mike's got 1 CP left. We'll go bolters now at rapid. Rerolling. No rerolling ones here because of the lieutenant. So that's just the 2 hits. Forced to end. Yeah, 1 comes through. -1, but that's going to be ignored. And it's a pass. I'll rinse and repeat across here for this squad that's disembarked. So melter, combi melter. Nothing I can do. We're missing here. Then we'll go for... There's pressure mounting on the fist to get rid of these Terminators. It's the ultimate distraction unit, that unit of Terminators. Looking for 3s. Bolters not finding their mark here. 1 wound comes through. That squad's out of 6, so it won't be an extra minus, but the 1 wound does make it through. Okay. We'll now strike with a heavier hitting unit, so we'll go for Melter, Typhoon missile launcher into the Terminators. This is a big roll. We'll go Patronic on this one. We'll go Dylan Moore is an Imperial player, so we'll go with him. So Dylan Moore, multi-melter. 1 hit. Trying to wound. Yes, strength fate, so 1 wound comes through. 4+ invulnerable save. Again, this will guarantee a kill on one of the Terminators. Carry Kunkel Thrall, the Silent King. Turns to the Necrons for help. 50-50. Blocks that one just about. Typhoon missile launcher. 2 hits. 2 wounds. AP -2 is AP -1. So 2 saves of 3+ this time around. It's going to turn to the green dice.
Yeah.
I was going to say they haven't been too reliable in this game. 2 failures. You may not lose models. This will be D6 damage, straight D6. Oh, he's got 1 CP. Mike's the only one with a command point. He's going to spend it. It's 3+, quite a high chance. Dave Humphries. The big rolls here. No. Okay, so D6 damage will go to Tyler Summers. Look, a 2 or more will take out Terminator. Come on, why? Oh, that's such a waste. It means that model will go because it doesn't matter what the other result is. There's 4 Terminators left. They are being ground down for sure, but it's taken a tremendous amount of effort. We'll turn to the other land speeder. Multi-melter, 2 shots. This is big. Samuel Penanuri. 2 hits. Yes, good result. 2s to wound. Oh, again. Both of us have struggled with dice this game. So, 4+ invulnerable save. Guaranteed kill. Oh, it teased on a 4. It's a 1. Another model slain. There's 4 Terminators left now, so there's 1 hidden in the bushes. Okay, 4 Terminators remain. Assault cannon's been declared into them. 3s. And 3s. 2 saves at just nothing. 2 ups. Passed. Okay. Rhino into the Terminators. 6s pops, an extra hit. 2 saves of normal, so 2 ups. Passed. Okay. So options are cut down. Really, it's the 2 flyers that remain. Alright, so flyers, the damaged one's going to put the twin assault cannon into the cultists and 2 las cannon shots into here, just to try and bring one of those down. So this is a big one here. We'll go to the last patron. So it's the Raycross dice. 2 las cannon shots, theme 4s. This will be so useful. 6 and 4, X-ray. And then we'll go 3s to wound. Come on, Ray. Yeah, your 1 makes it through. Nothing can be done about it. It's just going to be a straight D6 damage. 50-50, 4+ to bring one of these things down. This is quite crucial. 5 wounds. Okay, one of the spawn pulverised here by a las cannon. So it kind of opens the way up to shoot at Araman. Now, I've semi-forgot about him in the movement phase, but we could recover the situation and go against him. Twin assault cannon, though, first of all, into the softer cultists. Looking for 4s. And then 2s to kill them. Yeah. 5 dead. Half the squad. So that'll be a morale issue for them. Been useful, these 2 flyers. They've brought targets down quite well. So with the next one, the one that's that was Michael Fryer firing, by the way. Phoenix Sword Longbow BB next, the pilot in command of the second. That one's on 4 wounds remaining, so we'll think about where to shoot with this one. So we'll go greedy. We'll put 2 las cannons into Disco Inferno, and then we'll put the twin assault cannon into Araman. If it goes well, 2 crucial psychers could be brought down. That could tip the game in the favour of the Imperial Fists. So no Patreons, it's down to the Sons of Dawn dice here. Double las cannon shot, needing 3s. 2 hits. 2s to wound. Yes, just about. 2 invulnerable saves of, I think it's 4. It used to be 5+, but I think they improved them to 4+. It is a 4+.
Yeah.
How many wounds have they got? 5.
5.
They improved the wounds as well. I think they used to be 4.
5, yeah.
Got to get this right. So you've got to pass one of these, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Here's 4, man. I need to pass 1.
6 and 5. Well done. Finally, the dice kick in. What would the damage have been? Oh, we would have been dead. 10 wounds.
Put him dead twice away.
Right, okay. So now we're looking at the assault cannon to try and bring down Aaron. 1 wound required. That's all we need. That'll be still a potential of a deadly blow coming through here against the Thousand Suns. Looking for 3s. Looking for 3s. All right. Now, we'll calculate what Mike needs because of Armour of Contempt is something to consider, so we'll just check here. So you reckon it's 3 ups. 4 dice needing 3s. You can roll them one at a time to increase your own pain. No. You can roll them all together. Just don't... Oh, I won't say anything, just roll. Cameron's going to go. It's...
No.
No. 666 and a 5. Okay. All the good rolls were building up like a dam and it's burst full fear, keeping Araman alive. That's a massive roll, Mike. That's huge. Okay, breathe again. Okay. God, that's about 250 points have been saved there by some decent dice rolling here. Excellent rolling, and has kept the two crucial psychers alive. Shooting phase is finished. It's gone okay for the fists. Shooting's been okay, not too bad. Terminators have taken heavy hits. There's 4 of them left. My only option now is to charge them in close combat. We're outclassed. We have brought some of their number down, but the second in command will lead the charge. The lieutenant will go in against the Terminators, unless you roll a double one. So 1 and a 3. Lieutenant makes it. He's a bit cautious, but he has made it into combat. All right, so 2 combat squads. The lieutenant and librarian have made it into combat. Right, chance for the lieutenant to be a hero here. We'll fight with him first. Base of 3, Space Marines on the charge, and Might of Heroes for him. Looking at 2s, -1 for the fist. Yeah, okay, so rest of 2. We'll then go for 2s to wound. Right, 2 6s and a 5. So, -3, -2, 4 up invulnerable save. Threes.
What's the damage on it?
I'm going to check. First thing I'm going to do actually is check my AP minus. That's 333 there. It's important we get this exactly right. Because if it's AP minus 2 in total, 3 in total, 1 in total, we'll just check. We'll come back to it in a second. Yeah, I thought it was. Power Fist is -3. Becomes -2. So it's 2 up, 3 up, 4 up. Got him. 333. It's 2 damage at a time. So it'll kill one of the Terminators and put 2 wounds on another. Right, so there's 3 Terminators left. One of them's just got 1 wound left. So we'll go with the squad to his right. So we have a Sergeant Chainsword, which is AP -1, but that's ignored. And then Space Marines on the charge. And then 4 other Marines who charged. So we're looking for 3s. We're looking for 4s. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Okay, 4 saves of 2+. Marines with combat knives drawn going in. Oh, what the 111? Dice have played a big factor in this game. Alright, so Marines, Terminator slain. Those 2 wounds can just roll on to the next model. They are fighting here. Combat knives drawn. Alright, we'll go for the next combat squad then. So it's going to be the same number of dice again. It's a full squad slamming in. So we're looking for 3s. You're doing okay. 4s to wound. Yeah, well, 6 more saves of 2+. There can't be any more 1s to come. No, Mike's passed all of those. Okay, so bringing back the average back up again. We'll go with the librarian next. 4 attacks on the charge. Hitting on 3s, all of them. 3s to wound. 2 make it through. AP -1, but that's ignored, so 2 saves of 2+. Passed on a 5 and a 2, just about. Alright, 2 Terminators remain. I don't think there's anything else I can do about that. So, but decent enough, not too bad there from the Imperial Fist units charging in. Right, Mike's going to try and cut off the head off the snake here. He's going to go for the lieutenant with all of his attacks. Stave is red.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2s.
Oh, because you're on +1 to the hit roll, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's proved to be very, very useful indeed. And it will be 3s, if not 2s, with the stave. And 3s with the sword.
So 1 on 1.
Right. So the sword, to block that, is a 5+. Yes, for Dawn. And then to block the stave is a 3+. Blocked as well, Lieutenant. HQ's here, being heroes and absorbing damage from the enemy. Okay, so that's that combat resolved, and the turn comes to an end for the Imperial Fists. They've been doing damage, for sure, across the board, and there's still a good presence of them on the table. So they're giving a good account of themselves at this stage. There's a vicious fight taking place in the centre of the board at this current time against this isolated unit of Terminators. Other units are way back here, but now Mike has a turn with options available. Could have seriously been cut down options, but with some crucial dice rolling has kept 2 of the important psychers alive. I'll give you an idea on points here at the end of Imperial Fist turn 2. Not bad for the fists, as they have resecured the centre of the table. That means Mike will just be on the 2 objectives. Nachman data, a second one's been achieved. It's 8 points for primaries. There's some points possibly coming in for the moment if we continue to hold the centre of the table on those units. So not too bad, 10-3 at this stage, but Thousand Suns a turn in hand. They must counter the Imperial Fists here. They've got to do it quick enough to try and make an impact and to regain objectives. There is a fight for the centre of the table, but reinforcements are some distance away. But options are certainly available here for the Thousand Suns, and the game is still far from over at this stage. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Thousand Suns. Okay, so we're on turn 2 here for the Thousand Suns. A number of things going on. These have turned up from reserve and retrieved Nachman data. 2 of them, which are dangerous enough, the spawn, they're moving out towards the smaller squad. They've kind of done their job with the Nachman data, but now they find themselves in trouble potentially against the Chaos spawn. Disco Inferno on his own has claimed this objective across here. That means that Araman's been able to move across Mike roll of 5 for an advance. And the idea is to try and stick some wounds back onto him, sheltering behind the Zangors. Chicken Wings over next to him as well. Falmer out, 4 models left with the cultists. They're just sheltering behind the terrain there and just slipping onto the objective. The Lone Cow spawn is on there also. And then I'll go around the other side of the board because there's some units that are partially hidden. The Terminators continue to fight on in the centre of the table. And then around here, Rubric Marines have continued their advance. No panic with these. They'll make it to the objective when they charge. And then Beaker's moved around, swung around in this direction to lend some psychic support in this direction, smite and so on. And the Demon Prince on a mission here, he's moved forwards, jumping across with wings to the centre of the board. He will be a nightmare as well to get rid of in the centre of the table. That's movement done. Psychic phase. We'll see what kind of an impact we made on this second turn, hoping for a better show here, especially from Aaron. We'll see what he can do. So we'll go Chicken Wing first. Temporal manipulation onto Araman to restore D3 wounds. So Mike's just checking the value that's required. It's a 5. Should be straightforward. I should stop saying comments before you roll. So here it comes.
Just a 5.
D3 wounds restored. 3, maxing out. Well done. Okay, this is an excellent start. So if it goes well for the Thousand Suns, they can recover nicely. With Chicken Wing now, the best option I reckon is Smite, and it will be the Storm Talon is the target. Super duper Smite and a super Perils at the same time. It's 1 CP to ignore the effects of it. You can command re-roll it, but the Super Smite is quite tasty if you roll well. Or you can cardboard points. Yeah, or no. No, cardboard points can't be used to manipulate it. So, or just take the hit, the D3 mortal wounds, and let it go through.
Yeah.
It's going to take the hit. Okay, here comes the damage. On, you say, which one?
Chicken Wing.
Chicken Wing's own personal damage. 2 mortal wounds, okay. Was it worth it? Here is the damage on the flyer. 2 for 2. Okay, so dropping down to 8 wounds left on the Storm Talon. Okay, there is an option to try and put ignoring mortal wounds on 5 pluses, but I've only got 1 CP left, so I'm going to leave it. So Beaker next.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's mine.
Yes.
Or the other options are -1 to hit a unit, or a 4+ invulnerable save to be granted. Yeah, Mike's got a better combo here. This is actually a very good idea. He's just checking the cost of cardboard points to make this work. I think it's 5, 7, yeah.
And
So 6 required for your next smite.
to add an extra D3.
Yep, makes sense.
13 cabal points.
13 cardboard points to be used. It's a guaranteed smite to go off, and then a guaranteed D3 mortal wounds. You may as well just roll 2 D3 mortal wounds. Strange way of doing it, but it's correct, we believe. And the damage is 4, which is what you needed. Flyer destroyed, and it doesn't blow up. Nice work from Beaker. That's Michael Fry. That's Phoenix Law brought down. One of the best ways to deal with flyers is psychers and mortal wounds. Okay. Harriman still yet to be used here. Ben Shaw in command of him.
So he's only done one then, hasn't he? He can do two.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right from that.
Go ahead.
So, yeah.
So that's cardboard points being used to bring in an extra CP. I don't usually use that one. That's useful, especially with the current CP setup.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Clever.
So, don't need to worry about card points anymore.
Yeah, cardboard points all burnt up, but Mike now sitting on 2 CP, which is advantageous for sure.
And especially with
Mr. Araman, so are we going to strike out with him?
yes.
Take 2.
Straight on
Okay.
to the flyer.
A 7 smite.
Yeah, we'll go smite, yeah.
Here it comes.
5.
Okay, now we'll check Araman. I think he's on reroll psychic tests. Here it comes. Here comes the reroll. No. Okay. So then we've got there's Inch's Firestorm with him and Doombolt.
So I need a.
Doombolt's easy.
Yeah,
That should go ahead, no problem. Easily. Okay, it's just straight 3 mortal wounds. It's very handy. So knock me down to 5. And then Zinch's Firestorm.
6.
Okay, 6 to make that go off. So far, not too bad from Aaron. If this power goes off, fine. Okay, 9 dice need 6s. 5 6s will be wonderful.
Let's do it.
Good try. 666. Nice. Very, very good indeed. Dropping down to 2 wounds left on the flyer. So good results coming through here in the psychic phase of the Thousand Suns. Mike's just mutating the landscape. On a 4 plus 1 5.
5, yeah.
Done it. Okay, mutated landscape across here. So more victory points coming through. So you need 8 on the next smite. This is coming from the Doom Prince to finish off the flyer. Oh, it teetered on a 6. Okay, it hasn't gone off. 1 power remains. Yeah, the other powers, there's no invader save to strip away. There's no infantry units or beasts to move again. So that's it from the Demon Prince. He's more poised for close combat. Across the other side here, perhaps the options are to extend bolt range. Not really going to help. So smite's the other option.
Yeah.
Just don't pair rules. 8 plus 1, 9.
9.
Done it.
D3.
D3 mortal wounds. Nice. 2 dropping down to 5 on the Rhino. It's half destroyed. Yeah, Mike will roll that over. And
Termies.
yes, there is an opportunity to restore a model to play, which would be exceptionally useful. Or smite, which is tough enough. Needed 10. So try and restore a model.
Yeah.
Time flux. Oh, oh boy. Perils.
I'll have to spend CP, not the pearl.
To negate it, yes. The power goes off though.
Yeah.
I can't deny it, which is annoying. Could have tried to do that with the librarian. So model can be restored to play. Yeah, so model restored to play. So that unit's back up to 3. It'd be useful to have another one of those back, and I can't deny that from coming through. So another one of the Terminators resurrects here from the ground, back up to his feet to fight again. Psychic phase is finished, I think. It's been pretty good here from the Thousand Suns. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Alright, so last bit of firepower. Everything else is nothing really across the board. So it's the Rubric Marines with their firepower. Green dice are the bolters. Red dice is the Soul Reaper cannon. It's all going into the Rhino. The idea is to clear that out of the way to make the charge nice and straightforwards. So looking for 3s. Okay. Gonna need a lot of wounds here. 5s and 6s. Armour of Contempt will help us. Rhino's a bit more durable now. 5s are good. Just 2. 2 saves a 4+, which foul. Just the 1 wound comes through. Okay, dropping down to 4 wounds left. That shooting phase finished. There are multiple charges across the board here. We'll go on to charges next. Right, charges have gone ahead according to plan. Spawn in here. Dim Prince in the middle. Rubric Marines have charged and surrounded the tank. Being careful to keep coherency, but we've checked it's all fine. The idea is to surround the Rhino, survive on the Rhino, and then not be shot at over in that corner. So clever enough. This one first.
Yeah.
Using a CP to choose what option in close combat and gain an extra attack per model. So what do you get? Is it the razor claws with a -4?
-4.
Okay, so 4d3. Because they're 2d3 attacks each. Hitting the target's 50-50, but they get a nice lot of attacks. Oh, he's maxed. 14 attacks. From 2 models. This is good. Starting to sense a bit of a surge here from the Thousand Sons, infuriated that the Imperial Fists have been doing so well in this game. Damage has been heavy against the Thousand Sons, so their blood is up. Their blue blood. So here comes the hits. 4s required. Can Mike get enough hits? Looks healthy enough. So your dice do match in with the terrain very nicely. Okay. 3s to wound. Not quite a kill because of Armour of Contempt, but I'll knock the armour down seriously. Oh no. 4. We will live. Any 6s will keep models alive. None. So it's going to kill them to a man. Not quite enough. Any CP for a wound?
No.
No. 1 Marine stands defiant. How many times have we said that in battle reports? one Marine left. Okay, so 1 Marine stands. It's next combat. Dim Prince. So if these spawn with the chicks, we're now going to fight with the chicken. It's the sword option that Mike's gone for. His Malefic Talons available as well. So 5 attacks to the Dim Prince. Dudes are good. Wow. 666, 555. The jungle dice are hot here. 2s.
So 5.
All of them. Are you at strength, Fate? We'll just check it's the sword that's being used.
Yeah, strength 8, +1.
Okay.
-3 damage.
Okay. I'll check those 2 5s. Armour of Contempt might have saved us.
So it goes to 6 to 5, yeah?
Block 2. Purely because of Armour of Contempt, but 3 Marines brought down. I believe there's a Malefic Talon attack to do as well.
Yeah.
Hits. Oh, how he missed after the False Emperor. 6 is popping extra hits. As the wound comes through, which is failed.
Just 2 damage.
It is 2 damage. Yep. Nice. Alright, so 1 lone Marine stands defiant to say it again. In case the sergeant with the combi melter. Okay, if their morale holds. Next, the Rubric Marines. Here, they might chip a few wounds off this rhino. Right, Aspiring Sorcerer, 3 attacks with him. Hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
And wounding on 5s, I think, still. Well, stave could be +3. Just a 5 anyway, it's okay.
3, yeah.
It's alright. Passed with Armour of Contempt, we're okay. And then regular Rubric Marines. 16 attacks. Yeah. Hit on 3s. And then wounding on 5s. 3 ups. Almost. God, 2 more wounds taken, dropping down to 2. Right, so pick a combat. Naturally going to choose the lieutenant here. Might have heroes on him, so looking for 3s. Looking for 2s. 2 make it through. 4 pluses.
Yeah.
Passed both. Well done. I guess you want to go with Terminators because I've still got combats incoming. Yeah, tactical option here. 2 of the Terminators are going to fight against that lone sergeant to get him off of that central objective. That'll stop us. Yeah, no, because there's loads of reasons for that. Because Oath of Moment and also primaries. Got to kill that sergeant. Okay.
Oh, then I might put all 3 under him.
You can do if you want to. 6 attacks.
7.
Just need 1 success against him.
Yeah, listen, see the way my dice rolling's going?
Go ahead, all of them.
Yeah.
Stave is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything the Terminators have are going to turn on that sergeant and bring him down. looking for 3s. Couple of misses. 2s on the reds, 3s on the greens. 2 more failures. Ooh. Stave, 3+. Passed. Proserpine Kapesh, 2 5s required for the Emperor and for Dawn. Failed, 4 wounds, we're dead. All is okay.
That's why we don't split.
No, make sure the job is done and max out as much as possible. Take the target away, we'll fight back. It doesn't really matter now, so we'll just do here. You charged me, so I get 2 attacks. And we hit. And we don't wounds, that's that done. We'll go with a stave on the Librarian. 2 saves. -1 becomes -0. So 2 saves are 2+. Passed. Regular Marines. 4 attack space, Sergeant and Chainsword. He's AP -1, but doesn't matter against the Terminators. Rerolling 1s to the Lieutenant. Helps a little. 3 saves of 2+. There is a wounded Terminator in there, so any 1s would be useful. There's a 1. Oh, he's just under 1 wound, so 1 more wound can be added, but it's not been slain. And then the Rhino. Missed across the other side, and that's it. Combat's resolved. Okay, so combat's resolved and the turn comes to an end. I think Thousand Suns is mounting a pretty good recovery here. There's been some key moments. The damage across against the Flyers, just 1 left of 2 wounds. Significant enough, that cuts down the Imperial Fist firepower. And then across here, the continued resilience of these Terminators, even resurrecting models to players, proved useful in the centre. They've now been joined by this giant Demon Prince, who will get back up again if we bring him down. So now the might and superiority of the Thousand Suns being felt here. And across the other side, good tactical choices being made, and both objectives secured its model count, and so Mike now controls that objective. Imperial Fists hold just the 1. Oh boy. Okay, so bit of morale to resolve, the turn will come to an end. Okay, so foul morale down here. Didn't capture the centre of the table, have a unit hold within 6 inches, so I'm going to check over for a moment. There could be the Lieutenant. We'll have a little look here, but points-wise, it has to be a unit hold within 6 inches. I think he's hold within the centre. If he's a character, though, so we'll see. Then both of us picking up 8 points each for primaries, so it's 10-17 the score. Thousand Suns now go ahead by a fair bit, but not by too much here. We'll just check over for a moment here in the centre of the table with the brave Lieutenant. Yeah, we do get the points. It's an Adeptus Astartes unit within 6 inches, wholly within. Lieutenant is in, so thanks Tim, 2 more victory points come through. 17 points to 12 is the score. We'll go on to the third turn of the game, the middle stage of the battle. It does still rage on here, both sides giving a pretty good account of themselves here. Thousand Suns by no means having it easy. Imperial Fist firepower has proved dangerous enough right from the very start of the game, but will they run out of steam here as Thousand Suns units start to get stuck in to the Imperial Fist? There's multiple threats across the board, especially in the centre of the table, the battle raging on, perhaps being tipped in the favour of the Chaos Space Marines. I don't think it is quite comfortably, but they're back in action. And across the other side, there's a problem. There's Rubric Marines surrounding a Rhino, and will prove difficult to shift. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Imperial Fists as they fight on. Alright, so turn 3 for the Fists. We've gone on a final bombing run here with the Storm Talon gunship. It's gone into hover mode and has moved up and over the screen. Might be able to take out Arrowman here, maybe. Rhino's moved across. Land Speeder just lipping over onto the objective across there. The other one's backed off. Then across here, continuing to fight with the Marines, Librarian in close combat, and the Lieutenant fighting away. And then also moving across, shifting to their right with the Centurion Devastators. Moving all 5 models within range onto the objective, and the Rhino just has to sit where it is. I think it gets self-repair. Yeah, on a 6, but we've rolled a 5 anyway. That's movement done. Psychic phase next. Right, I'm surrounded by Psychics, so I'm just going to roll this up. Smite. Oh, it goes off on a 9. Nice, well done, Librarian. Mike will no doubt try to deny, but he needs a 10. Here it comes. This is quite a big roll, actually. Yo, no, please. Yep. Can I borrow some cardboard points? That's annoying, because that would have taken out one of the Terminators. That would have stopped that unit from screening. It could have opened the way up to shoot at the Demon Prince a bit. Okay, that was crucial. Crucial stuff. Might of Heroes, onto the Lieutenant. And that'll go off, but Mike can try and deny that one again, needing a... well, we need a 9 this time. 11. Right, I give up. Superior in the psychic phase for sure. Psychic phase finished. Shooting phase next. Okay, shooting phase. Yeah, 5 pistols. AP minus 1, which is, again, it's not going to make a difference against the Terminators. Looking for 3s. Just regular Marines are equipped with pistols, so I just checked. 1 wound comes through. Reroll 1s for the... that was a 1 there. Nothing? Okay, it's just the 1. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's coming from the Lieutenant. Ooh, okay. Librarian with his pistol. He wounds. 2 up. We'll go Lieutenant with his pistol. No, he can't reroll for himself. The Apothecary. Missed. Okay. The Rhino. Firing. 1 hit. No wound. That's locked in combat, but you can shoot. The squad that moved across, that can... we'll check the rules about lookouts, so what we can do, what options we have against this Demon Prince. It's a big model, but there are rules in play for lookouts, so... yeah, so correct us if we're wrong. I can't get through to this Demon Prince here because we've failed to, in Psychic Phase and with the pistols, failed to bring down one of these Terminators. That's a squad of 3. He's within range of them. So those can't shoot through to there. He can't shoot through to him. We'll check him. This combat squad across here with the melters can't shoot at him because of that squad over there. He's a closer unit. So I think Demon Prince is very well protected indeed. If one of those Terminators, just one more of them had been brought down, it would have opened the way for all of this stuff to fire at that Demon Prince. He's a major threat. We can't deal with him, which is annoying. Then looking around for other targets, I can't see him at all with the Centurion Devastator's Nightmare. This terrain is just blocking it entirely. We can't see through down to there. We've got no targets across there, so just the front one's going to shoot. You can see across to here, just about. So we'll go for 2 last cannon shots, 2 hits, 1 wound. I'm going to CP reroll the life out of this one, and goes through. Straight through the armour, and 2 4s would be great. So the first one is a 6, the next one is a 1. So model slain, and a wound on another. Next, Hurricane Bolt was just from one of them. Bolter was a 6 in there. It pops an extra hit. And wounds coming through. 4. 4 saves of 5+.
So I need to make sure.
4, yeah. Need to pass a few. Failed with 3. That's enough for him to go. Okay, so we did get the wipe out against that squad. So spawn gone. Okay. Next, I'm going to try and assassinate Araman. Double laser cannon and then the twin assault cannon. We'll go twin assault cannon first of all. Trying to pick up an assassinate here. Needing 5s and 6s because of our damage, but we have rolled a good enough number of those. 3s to wound him. Ay, just the 3. -1, armor of contempt. 3 saves of 3+. Araman should be alright. Yeah, 1 goes through, so he's half dead now. It would have been enough to kill him, but crucially, might restore wounds. 2 laser cannon shots, just 1 hit from these, there could be trouble. 1 hit. 2s to wound. Yes. 4+ invulnerable save, 50-50. We've both rolled bad this game. It's a 4. Oh, blocked. What damage would that have been? Oh, he would have been dead, or a 5. So Araman escapes again and stays alive. Crucially. Okay. Next, I'm going to Dagger the Zangors. Just 2 shots from the Stormbolter. That pops an extra hit. A wound comes through. And a chance to save a chicken. On a 6, he does. Well done. Options running out here. I think I've got no target at all of that, which is a shame. Although the Typhoon's a nice long range. Minus 1 to hit, firing through the wall. We're going to go after the Zangors. Straight through to that. So that's going to be... It's firing blast, so it's 9 shots. 4s for hits because of the wall. Which the wall certainly helps. 4s to wound. A wound comes through. 5+ invulnerable save. Passed! Good at keeping the chickens alive. It's done well. So that's it. 5 power down. This one, we're going to have to go across against the Zangors. So we're in range just about. So we'll go with the regular assault cannon. Just 6 shots. Needing 4s. Needing 3s. Yeah, 2. 2 5+s. 1. Okay, one of them gone. And a multi-melter shot. 1 hit. 1 wound on 2. Strength fate. And a save of... No, okay, so another 1 gone. Picking away at those, not too significant a target. That's pretty much going to mark up the end of our shooting. Yeah. Shooting phase is finished. We'll now go on to close combats. Right, charge is taking place, none for the Imperial Fist, but heroic intervention has become possible with the Demon Prince. He's gone in against the Lieutenant, a defiant Space Marine character, keeping himself within 6 inches of the centre of the table. He may well find himself in trouble.
2, 4, 5.
5 attacks, in 2s. This could bring the Lieutenant down if the hits come through. Okay, 1's fouled. 2s to wound. All of them. Okay. So what's the minus on that sword? It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, let's hope it's not -4.
3. -3.
-3. Becomes -2. 5 ups. We're dead. 2 2 and a 1. I haven't got enough points for only endeavour to duty end. Right, Doom Prince. He's in the centre of the board here. He will now dominate the centre of the table. Lieutenant slain. So the Librarian will now take command. Right, so our combat next. We'll go with the Librarian. We'll do his attacks into the Terminators, trying to find that wound. We get our hits. We get our wounds. 2 ups though.
Yeah.
For armour of Contempt. Got 1. Okay, so model slain. That's that one there with all the wounds. 2 remain.
Stave.
Red on the stave, yeah. Green with the Capesh. All the attacks into the Librarian, who's now in charge. But it may just be for a brief time.
I reroll 1s with a Demon Prince.
You do, yes.
Still a 1.
Okay. 3s to wound all round. 666.
1 I'm dead.
3 ups with the 6s. Whole facing. Failed. That's D3 mortal, or D3 wounds. Roll well, there'll be trouble.
Nope.
No. And the Capesh. Fouled that one. 3 wounds in total. Yeah, 4 wounds on the Librarian, so he's taken 3 here. 2 from the Capesh and 1 from the stave. Mike, no CP available for command reroll, could reroll the damage. Right, combats. Pick a combat, which will be the Rubric Marines. So fighting against the Rhino, your ideal situation would be to destroy the Rhino.
Yep.
To free yourself up. Right.
Okay.
3s. If he does destroy the Rhino, it's going to really tip the game in the favour of the Thousand Suns. It's a very good hit roll. Reds is the stave.
And then 5s.
5s to wound. Oh boy. It's some. -1 on the stave. We'll do that because it's D3. Do that separately. It's a cock dice. It's a 1. I could... I could make that decision. Oh, come on. I'll leave it. Command reroll. I have to command reroll for tactical purposes. D3. Got him. Do we detonate? No, Rhino destroyed. Good result. It's virtually a full squad of Rubric Marines now fully operational on the objective. And if you're clever, yes, a consolidation move can be made to outnumber me on the objective. Yeah, Mike will measure and double check here, but I think he's going to be able to do it. Yeah, shifting across, plenty of models on their objective claimed. So Mike now controls 4 objectives strategically, looking very strong at this point. Resolve the rest of the combats. 5-man squad. Yeah, fighting against them. So we'll go for 4 Marines, a sergeant with a chainsword. Looking for 3s, looking for 4s, rerolling 1s. 3 saves of 2+. It's been an epic fight in the centre of the table, and a wound comes through. Alright, so combat's resolved and turn comes to an end, but Thousand Suns now starting to dominate the table here at this point. We will calculate points at this stage. Alright, so points. Some points coming in for the Imperial Fists. Nakman Data, the movement phase, there's a unit that's hidden away. It's the squad across there. They arrived and performed Nakman Data over in that corner. So that's 3 out of 4. So that part of the plan's worked okay. Over the moment's been a struggle, with the Thousand Suns now really majoring on the centre of the table. Assassinate, some golden opportunities came up but weren't taken here. Damage was blocked. With some great dice rolling here, both of these characters could have been brought down. We brought down none so far, so nothing for Assassinate. 4 points for primaries. So that puts us on 16 points to 17. Mike is still ahead. He's got a turn in hand and further opportunity to cause big trouble for the Imperial Fists. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Thousand Suns next. Alright, so we're on turn 3 here for the Thousand Suns. 12 points picked up for primaries for the strong presence on the objectives. And then for movements, Angles have moved out of here now and have claimed this objective. That's freed up Disco Inferno, who's jumped across to here. He's been joined by Araman, so some major psychos now pushing through. Thousand Suns sensing that they have potential victory here. Consolidating on the home objective, Beaker's moved around the corner, and now that's in hover mode, it can be charged. So the Zangors lining up for a charge, and also the lone Chaos Spawn. Then around here, remaining in close combat with the Terminators, again a chance to resurrect models back to play. Dim Prince has jumped up and over, lots of targets available for him, and the Rubric Marines have moved along. They're heading across this direction to potentially tap out the land speeder and at the same time charge fresh into the Marines that are holding the objective. So movement's done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Alright, Psychic Phase has been resolved here. It has been impressive enough. One of the first to fall was the Librarian, taking down, tried to defend himself with denial, but the Psychic Weight had him removed from play. It was Smite that destroyed him in the end. Smite coming from Chicken Wing across here, took out a Marine and put a wound on another. We were using the Apothecary to block wounds on 6s. It did help the Centurions. They took a number of mortal wounds, blocked one of them, so 2 mortal wounds taken on one of the models. Just coming through, Smite from across here, took down the Flyer, which didn't explode, so good result across there. And a mortal wound caused across the other side, that came from the Rubric Marines, Aspiring Sorcerer. And yes, 2 mortal wounds restored, or 2 wounds restored onto Araman. That was temporal manipulation coming up from Chicken Wing across the other side. So Araman's almost back to his happy self once again. And again, Time Flux being used to resurrect another one of those infernal Terminators in the centre of the table. Good play here. That's such an endurable unit. They have taken the brunt of what the Imperial Fists have had to offer, turn 2 onwards. But the Terminator's still there. They should virtually either be wiped out by now or just down to 1 man left, but there's 3 of them because they keep getting back up.
Yeah, down to 1.
Yeah, they were. Yes, right. Yeah. So Psychic Phase finished. It's cut a swathe out of the Imperial Fist, so we've got no presence across the board. There's not much left on the table for them. There's still shooting to come and close combat. So Mike's going to put a volley with the Rubric Marines. They've worked hard in this game. Just a slow and steady pace from them, but they're going to unleash another volley into the Marines on the objective. Just these unrelenting, merciless, malicious volleys against the hated Imperial Fist foe. Reds is the Soul Reaper Cannon. 4's to wound, 3's to wound on the Reds. It's looking okay. It won't wipe the squad though. So 5 in total. Soul Reaper Cannon. Yeah, all 3 wounds. So the wounded guy can go and another Marine. And then 2 more saves, or 4+. Block 1, so a wound can go on another. But that squad's been hit hard enough. Alright, so shooting taking place, a couple of pistol shots here, but no effect. And the volley, as we've seen, bringing down a number of the Marines. That's pretty much it. Charges next. Here, multiple attempts at charges to come. Alright, so charges going here. There was an attempted charge down here. Command rerolled, but failed. Dim Prince, cheeky stuff from him. He's gone into the Centurion Devastators, the Apothecary, and also swung his Stinger Tau and rear end around against the Land Speeder. So everything's tapped out across here now and pinned down by the Thousand Suns. Multi-charge across here as well. Good choice of target. So tapping out the Land Speeder and going into the what's left of the Marines on the objective and being careful to have more models for objectives secured there. So a good fight from the Rubric Marines. They pretty much by themselves have attacked that flank and they've done well. That's it. That's charges done. Last stand of the fists here. Their final farewell as they fight. Which against the right kind of foe here. Fighting against chaos to the bitter end. Okay.
Centurion.
Sure.
Yeah.
5 attacks into the Apothecary. When the medics are being attacked, it's not a good sign. It's 2s, it looks alright, okay. I'm going on 2s to wound with the greens. With the sword. All of them except 1. Yeah, Apothecary's gone. I think... I wonder if he gets his own Feel No Pain. Yeah, I do get it, I think. But I've taken 6 damage. No, 5 wounds on a 4-wound model. So Apothecary is gone. And then the Talon. Wounded. But we save on a 5.
Yep.
Alright, so combat resolve. There's a tactical option here. Taking out one of the characters. Apothecary's gone. That shuts me down for resurrecting models. And now silencing the last real chunk of my heavy firepower. So good result. So 4 attacks into Land Speeder. The rest of them will go against the Marines. It's almost like the intent doesn't really matter about the damage as such. It's tying them up and holding the objective. Because those Rubric Marines will sit on that objective happily for the rest of the game. Their job, the mission accomplished here. So Michael now make his attacks into the Marines. He could catch them.
4, 5.
Yeah, so it's 10 attacks of regular Marines, 3 attacks of the stave. 3s for hits. The grind continues of these. 4s to wound on the greens. Okay.
4 green, 2 red.
Yeah, okay. 2 wounds. That's going to be a model slain. And the stave past those 2. So model slain in total. Just a regular Marine, any of them will do, yeah. Okay. So fight back with these Marines down here. Against the Rubric Marines, they all get their hits. They do fight bravely. They do get 3 wounds. 2 pluses.
Watch me roll a 1. Nope.
Don't pass all of those, well done. And then Mike's free to strike back here. So attacking with the stave first of all, because there's a Marine with a wound already, so you'll go for that one first. Needing 3s. Rerolling 1s, yes, because the Dim Prince. Nice. 3s to wound.
2.
Okay. Passed with them ones. The Proserpine Capesh. It's another hard-working unit here, the Terminators.
I'm surprised with 1.
3s to wound. All of them. Oh, no.
5.
I don't think those 4s are going to be useful because you're starting on -3. Yeah, you've just gone and wiped the squad. I've got no Apothecary for Feel No Pain. Gone. Terminators break through. The last of the Marines fall. Alright, so Michael sit where he is. He's happy to hold on to that central objective. And that is combat's virtually resolved here. We've got a little bit of fighting back to do. I'll roll up these rolls here for a couple of vehicles and the Centurions. Alright, combat's resolved. It shouldn't have been much damage, but Mike rolled a snake eyes for a save across here. So one of the Rubric Marines gone to wound on another. And across here, Centurion Devastators put a wound onto the Dim Prince as well with their attacks. Nothing from the 2 Land Speeders. And that marks the end of the turn. We'll calculate points, but the game is over here. I got nothing. There's nothing. I can't. Everything's pinned. Everything's pinned in combat, apart from that squad over there, which hiding behind the bushes. Okay, so yeah, situation is unsalvageable here for the Imperial Fists. So turn comes to the end with calculated points here. The game is over. Imperial Fists won't be able to salvage this situation here. Scary moments though. They struck very, very hard on turn 1. Both Maul of Fiends brought down very, very swiftly indeed. They went on to then delete a unit of the cultists and shot some holes through the spawn, but then durability helped some key units, especially the Terminators, enduring there in the centre of the table. That was a good performance there from the Thousand Sons. Rubric Marines with their flank attack proved slow, but effective over on that flank, so good tactical manoeuvring and choices made with them. And the Psychers, we got nothing for Assassinate. We didn't bring any of the characters down. There were chances, golden opportunities, but failed to bring them down. And that's what kept the heart beating here for the for the Thousand Sons. As we've always said about this list, keep the Psychers alive, keep pumping out the mortal wounds and the psychic abilities. And Thousand Sons usually do well, despite the other damage that comes through. Damage has been heavy. Terminators hit hard. The spawn have been hit hard. Other units have taken damage. Maul of Fiends gone. But still, the Thousand Sons, their strength is this central nucleus of Psychers, and it's proved effective here in this game. There's a Demon Prince on the rampage as well, in amongst what's left of the Imperial Fists. So final score, Imperial Fists did bring points in, started off okay. For primary, 16 points in total. Nachman Data went okay, 3 out of 4 completed, so 8 points picked up for that. Oath of Moment was a struggle because we lost the battle for the centre of the board. And there were a number of times we had to pull out a close combat, so just 5 points picked up for that in total. No Assassinates, we could have harvested a decent amount of points for that, but failed. So 29 points in total for the Imperial Fists. But it wasn't a whitewash, they gave a good account of themselves, and turn 1 they were ahead of the Thousand Sons and starting to worry their Psycho command. So there was I wouldn't say panic mode, but there was a bit of a worry at the start of the game, because the forecast was if that continued each turn, it we would have peeled the onion. got through to those Psychos. Yes, and there were some scary moments, those Psychos being ambushed by flyers. So it could have tipped in another direction. But for the Thousand Sons, because of the future turns coming, there was a major harvest on primaries. So 44 points picked up for that. Wrath of Magnus was decent enough, 6 points. Retrieve Nachman Data, same as us, with the Imperial Fists, 8 points picked up for that. And then multi-landscaping. 9 points picked up for that, so secondary is generally pretty strong here for the Thousand Sons in this game. 68 points to them, so it is a victory here, despite the best efforts of the Imperial Fists. So great game. We'll talk about units of the game for both sides. I'll call out the Patreons at silver level, get names shouted out at the end of all of our games. That's Darren Gardner, Denny Wright, Marcus Olsen, William Schwarz, William Ross Caldwell and Peter Goodall. So big thanks to them for their support at silver level. To check out more content, more battle reports, then consider YouTube channel membership. Link for that in the video description below, or you can go to the channel homepage. You can help support the channel and unlock all the bonus content. You can join us over on the Discord server as well, with the Striking Scorpion 82 community, and your loyalty will be marked by badges on the channel, so people will be able to see that you are supporting the channel as well.
Prevented you from scoring.
Yeah, a solid unit. Units of the game, Mike's going to give it to the Terminators. Good hard work from them. Durability, the ability to bring models back to play. Decent firepower. Endurance in close combat. They were very useful indeed. For the Imperial Fists, Storm Talon gunships proved useful. Difficult for them flying out with all the mortal wounds kicking around. But I'm going to give it to the Land Speeders. 2 of them survived to the end of the game, and firepower from them proved particularly dangerous against Mike's vehicles at the start of the battle. So that's units of the game for both sides. As mentioned, this Imperial Fist force, what you've seen here in this game, plus about another 1,000 points. It's my collection of Imperial Fists is available. It's the link for that in the video description below, and also in the comments section. This is the farewell battle here for this Imperial Fist force. If you want to continue the legacy of this army and add them to your own collection, then do check out the link and the eBay entry there to pick up this force for yourself. That's the game. Keep a lookout for more content on the channel. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.